Put your hands up, fellas.
Good evening.
Good evening. Beautiful day in the music world, boys.
Beautiful day
in the music world.
Who's doing the intro?
Well, I would like to introduce a good friend of the podcast, long-term fan, one of our first fans, I'd say, one of our most...
Donated the lights you see or don't see?
Yeah. Father to be, music producer, DJ, and all-round good guy, Jamie Lowe.
Hey.
Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
Jamie, tell us a little bit about yourself. What you do, what you don't do.
Alrighty. Hi, my name's Jamie Lowe. If you didn't just love that intro, I don't know what you're doing with yourselves, but it's going to be hard to top that one. Name's Jamie. Been DJing since I was 13. First gig was at Lennox Pub.
Sick.
For the Sounds of Summer Red Bull.
Yeah.
And I thought I was actually a part of it, but I just found out later down the track I was sound check.
Hey, there's still a photo to prove you played there.
Yeah. I was in my custom-made Golf Wang shirt that my mum drew on for me.
Sick.
Kazaa.
Still
got it.
OG drip.
It's fucking dope. So sick. Couldn't afford the real one, so I was like, Mum, can you just copy this outline? She did it. She killed it.
Shout out, Mum.
And then from there, I was just smashing house parties like no tomorrow with like the Desiest setup, secondhand tractor controller, secondhand MacBook Pro, little aux cord Logic, the Logic PC gamer speakers.
Logic sub. With the little knobs on the front of them.
The parties I did and I rocked up, man, I reckon their parents were like, who's this kid?
350.
Mum dropped you off and was
Mum
like,
dropped me off.
Good night.
Yeah. It was always have a good night.
Curfews at 10.
Actually, no, majority it was Dad dropping me off. Yeah, good old big C-Chef.
Shout out C-Chef.
Yeah.
C-Chef.
But yeah, and then that just grew to, got an opportunity when I was like 18 to fly to Bali and open for Alice in Wonderland, which was
at 18.
18.
Unreal. She would have been popping then too.
Yeah, so it was like peak Alice in Wonderland, like it was at Warehouse 82. They're not around anymore, but still shout out if anyone remembers Warehouse 82 is listening. It was right next to the Karabakan jail. So
it would have been wild.
it was like if they went too hard, too late,
Going straight across the
literally the police would come over and be like, guys, the prisoners are losing their shit. We need to cut it. And I didn't know that.
Lockdown.
It was wild. And then like since then it was just like hustling gigs, and then shout out Adrian Hastings, got me into my first gig at Woody Surf Shack, rest in peace.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
So yeah, was lucky enough to run Tuesdays there when Adrian went off to Canada, so I took the mantle for him for a bit, and it was Tuesdays.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I went hard and brought, I won't say I brought Trap to Byron, but kind of did in Woody's on Tuesday nights.
Sick.
And then Trap got old.
So did we.
Yeah.
Hey, here we are.
We got real.
Yeah.
But just from there, and then it just went off, went to a few agencies, didn't vibe them, came out, no hard feelings, shit happens. And then Splendor 3 times, which was dope. I did Captain Morgan's twice, and then did my big one last year, which was for TP.
Sick.
And then
Forest.
TP Forest. Sorry, the Forest.
No TP
No
anymore.
TP. No TP. Scratch that. Can we cut that out?
We'll cut that
There's
out.
going to be some height there. Don't call it TP.
Yeah.
The forest.
The Forest, just the Forest. And that was big peak in my career. Had a big old cry after that one, and then a nice bit of chalky mushrooms after that one, and then just went to Pinyao with all the crew, and then met Kyra halfway through that, and with her fuzzy glasses, she was like, "Mate!" And then you were there. And that was good fun. And that's all I really remember after that day.
So taking it a step back, what actually made you fall in love with music and DJing? Obviously before you were 13.
It was weird. It's a mixture, like, so.
Sound CDs.
Yeah.
CDs.
Mixed by Timmy Trumpet.
It was actually my peak for like electronic music really hit me when I was waiting for Saturday Disney, and it was like it was Rage, and then it was Chemical Brothers' Midnight Madness, and it also got me into the love of horror movies as well, because if you look up Midnight Madness, I believe it's that song, I might be wrong, but it's just this creepy alien that crawls out of a bin and does parkour and dances through like this British city. And it was always that song, then it was followed by Man-Eater Nelly Furtado, Can Never Forget It, and then it was Saturday Disney. And I'd always get up and it would always be those two songs, but then I was like, it's kind of cool, and I just sort of like spiraled into like Beastie Boys, and then Dad just really amped it up, and he was like, hey, have you heard of Basement Jaxx?
Yeah.
And then he just gave me all these CDs, and I got mesmerized by these CDs with like gorillas on them and shit, and then Where's Your Head At? Like, and then...
So new era, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very... My dad was a huge influence on my electronic side of things.
Yep.
And then, when did blogs come around? MySpace, like 12 years old? Like, and then I dabbled into like, left click, download this song on like Ear Milk.
Zippy Share.
Zippy Share
was the dom, dude. Yeah.
Right. I tried LimeWire, but I got a virus, so I tried to download The Incredibles.
Oh,
and then I was like, it was like 24 hours, get The Incredibles, but it was only a snip of the little dress girl just going on a loop, and I was like, it was. I stuffed the family computer big time on that one.
I wasn't watching porn, I swear.
It was The Incredibles.
Yeah. Some of those scenes, man,
yeah, she's
pretty incredible.
Yeah, she's thick. She's thick.
And production. When did you start producing? Did you go to school for production? Did you? What made you think that you needed to start? What?
The thing that made me
drove you to start producing and decide what you wanted to produce.
When I dabbled in production was when, to shout out Sammy K for this one, from the Club Raiders boys as well, for guiding me in this direction as well. So I was DJing so much to the point where I didn't really have my sound. I was just watching videos and being like, I want to be like that. I want to play that music because they have this many followers. And I never had my own sound. And I remember Sammy just sat me down. He's like, man, just make anything. It doesn't have to be good. Just get it out and let's sort it out. And then I made fucking Elixir.
Yeah.
Which I was dabbling in house and trap at the time. And
that your first song?
That was my first ever song.
I remember your first song being a Little Uzi Vert remix.
Oh,
Future
shit!
Bass remix.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
That's my first memory for your production.
Wow, I fully forgot.
What year was this?
That was when I met you in 2017, started 2017, so it would have been just after that.
You've blown my mind now. I've realised I've done more than that. I was making the same
Elixir. Yeah, I was making the same stuff at the time.
Shit, alright. Rewind.
Yeah. And it was fantastic as well. It was great.
I worked my ass off on that. I got like 10k plays. It was pumping.
Got a whole bunch of plays, and then you got fucking copyright.
And then he blew up. And
Stopped being good.
Millions of plays, and then it just was like, nah,
not happening.
Not happening. And I was like, all right. And then I dabbled in dubstep, and I did like I did a fucking remix of Vostradamus Mosh Pit. And all the dubstep remix, and that's when I was headbanging at Woolies.
Woodies.
Far out.
That was the longer hair.
That was the bleach. That was the bleach. Double bleached hair.
Ghastly.
Just like I don't know why I did that, and I was like, man, I need something to pep me up. I burn my head with some bleach.
Perfect. I like that.
Well, I think the best thing about all of that is now with what you're showing us and everything is you've blended all of those styles together into what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Which is
I think it's kind of shaped a little bit of what you're doing creatively now in the same space as well.
Yeah.
Like it's a good thing to be able to just see, because you've obviously taken a a conscious step back from DJing of late and different life priorities and things, but I think it's also a creative choice and like something that's cool to be able to be in touch with and just be like, you know, like someone who's still actively in the scene but choosing to be withdrawn to the point where they can redefine themselves creatively from the person who plays resident DJ gigs to the person who plays artist, you know, gigs based around their artistry over just playing to front bar Northern or whatever, you know, like whatever it ends up being. Yeah,
booked for your sound rather than booked to play.
That was the big step back. Like I just like us DJs, we have like bad nights. Like we always have that. We have a group of guys that just throw shit at you, like just because they're just Devo. They can't be up there with ya or whatever.
Or
like,
a group of girls that just request the ridiculous songs.
They just don't hear their songs, and it's like, I remember when I was young and I was butthurt, but I wouldn't be vocal about it. Like, fuck, I could be up there and do that shit. But there's just that, I had one bad night where I just had a group of like, I want to say like a dozen guys behind me constantly saying I was shit. And I was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm just going to just take a break.
Yeah.
And then I took a step back and just was like, why am I really doing this? And then I was like, like you said, I'm just fully just redefining the things that I really love and putting them into like my next productions that are coming out. Which like that new one that I just put out.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
It was meant to make you groove, but also cry at the same time.
Oh fuck, I feel that for sure. I message bro, it's fucking amazing.
But
such a good tune.
Huge influence to like my whole change. It's really hard.
Can we get a little snippet of that in a second? A little thing.
I got you.
And we'll,
Put it up in
drop it up in here.
Up here. Yeah. You want to do this one? This is the sign.
Yeah.
But I had my biggest influence. It's hard to explain to people that haven't experienced it yet, but like, because when people always come and be like, hey man, when you have a kid, everything's going to change. And I'll be like, yeah, whatever. Like, whatever. But now it's happening, and I'm so in love with something I haven't even held yet.
Yeah.
Like, I talk to my partner's like stomach. Like, I tell her about my day. I'm like, I don't know if it can like, I know it can hear my voice, but it can't put how shit my day was. That Margaret's was smelly at Platinum. Like, there's no Margaret out there that has smelly feet. That wasn't directed. It's just a generic name.
Your real name's Teresa. Sorry, Margaret.
But yeah, it's like everything I thought I cared about, gone.
Out the door.
It's gone.
It's a full new chapter.
Everything. Just like look-wise, don't care what people think of what I sound like. Anything. Just like this little bub is my everything now. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm just so chill.
New priorities.
100%.
Just bigger picture now.
Perspective on everything.
It's like the whole perspective shifted. Everything I knew, gone.
Do you reckon you start making kid tracks and shit for like?
Mate,
you know what I mean?
I'm happy to announce, actually, me and my nephew are going to be making Fortnite tracks.
I was just about to get onto that.
We were just dabbling one day and just Fortnite stuff, and it was just like, shout out Fee, my little nephew. He's like, didn't know he had it in him, but he was like, he was fully like, can you just make it go like, can you make it this sound? I'm like, yeah, man. And we're just messing around. And he's like, all right, we're gonna submit this to Fortnite. This is gonna get on Fortnite radio. And I'm like, I don't think. He's like, no. It's gonna get on. It's gonna get on. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes.
But like, I don't know. We'll dabble in.
That's some cashola right there, though.
Unreal.
Yeah.
But anything is possible. Like, I want to dabble in punk. Like, I want to dabble in. I really want to get into country. I know it's like the mainstream, but I can shout out Jazz for that one.
Yeah.
She's been on my ass to get into country since I met her 6 years ago.
You're there.
Yeah, the Gundy girl. I love you. But no, it's like this is, and now I'm here at this with my closest mates that are now all uncles to my kid,
Yeah.
which is killer. Got Uncle Joe, Uncle Bill, Uncle Timmy.
So are we all arm wrestling for godparents, or is that already
Jelly
decided?
wrestling.
It's already
Jelly wrestling. We'll film that.
Hey,
There'll be a whole podcast
we can
episode.
do like the substitute god.
Yeah, we'll do the stuff.
No, you
Yeah,
can do
we
like
can do that one.
godfather, godmother, and then there can can just be goddaddy. And
That'll
that's
be
like
fairy-
one of us
fairy
is godparent.
We'll do
Very
jelly
good
wrestling,
parent.
and then we'll do a food review on the jelly.
Yeah,
after.
yeah. On the Don't shower during the day.
Get the airplane jelly. Create your own.
Yeah. Just go plain flavour.
Yeah, it's
Not
taste
plain, but no flavour. No.
Tastes like gas.
Tastes like plain. Yeah.
Tastes like
Tastes like missing MH360. Cut that.
We found them. They're in the jelly pit. Oh god, sorry, that was bad.
Rightio.
Cool.
Anyway, but yeah, that's
You,
where I am.
congratulations.
Thank you,
Welcome,
thank you.
We're
Congrats.
happy to have you. We're
Lovely.
stoked to have you. Actually, it's good. It's been a long time coming.
It's
So
been a long time coming.
we're as
Thank you,
excited as
thank
you are. That
I know,
you're
I'm
here,
so fucking excited. I feel like I'm around
Oh,
royalty.
Oh, Cut that. You go.
We would like to start. We do track of the week every week, as you know, and we would like you to start with your latest release. Just
Okay.
give us a little snippet so
Alrighty.
people can know, what you're up to.
Alrighty.
The
What to look
dancing,
forward to.
the dancing, crying.
The dancing, crying.
Yeah.
Done. Everyone likes a good dance and a good cry.
Yeah.
Let me just pull this one up real quick.
Mhm.
So,
Little story behind it.
little
obviously.
backstory behind this one. It's weird. It's like I didn't bag out artists, but you know how artists are like, hey, like I saw the sunset and I just wanted to capture that moment. That was me with this track at the moment. I was driving home on the highway, saw the sunset. I'm like, man, how do I capture that moment where you see the sunset and your body just goes, that is a beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
That makes everyone gets their phone out and take a photo. Like, oh, sunset vibes.
Golden hour, let's go.
So
Yeah.
I did capture that moment I feel like I did with my new song, Break of Day. It goes a little something like this.
And it goes a little something like this. Hit it. There you go.
Safari.
I was thinking more along the lines like all the animals in Lion King, like bowing to the king.
That's
the-
what I mean. Actually walking by. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, see, this is what this track is.
Unicorns and shit.
Big vibes.
Crying part.
I like the new direction. I think it's a very fitting reflection of the chaos that's coming into your life very soon. Take the Serenity while you can, man. I love it.
Trojan Mail,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next song's called Chaos.
It's gonna be screaming.
It's just
Next
me
song's
screaming,
called
stepping on Lego.
Sleep deprivation and desperation. Yeah.
Oh, no, beautiful,
God.
mate. That's
I love
fucking
it.
awesome.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Break of Day, Jamie Lowe.
Thank
That
you.
was it.
Thank you.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Give a listen, run it up.
Run it
Thank
up.
you,
Let's
thank
get
you.
it.
And we're
Add it to your
all
favourite
streaming
playlist.
services.
Yeah, we'll put it in our Zig-Zag playlist.
Yep.
We'll talk more about that probably later on as we're up and running now on the Spotify with playlists have been created.
Well done.
Different
well
parts
done.
of the day. We'll have different genres, different titles. If you have songs that you like that you might want us to listen to, also send them in because we're open ears.
We'll choose wisely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timo song of the week.
Song of the week.
Song of the
Rightio.
week.
So I was going to go down the usual route of something pretty fucking crazy. I was going to drop some Behemoth by Simula, but I'm actually going to go this new one by Delta Heavy because I also quite a big Punching Holes. Yeah, this is me.
Hey.
I like this.
That's
It's-
heavy coming in hot.
Yeah, they've been releasing a lot of music in the past like 12 months. They're just like sneaky little fucking little singles out. But yeah, I'm
Because they've
still
been
really.
around for a long time.
Yeah,
man.
well, you
Like,
showed me
long
them, and
time.
they even played in Oz. I think it was maybe last year,
I
last year.
saw them. No, I saw them the start of 2022. I
Was it
saw them up at Hidden Festival.
No, they
yeah,
played a
shit,
no. They
yeah.
played it. They
They
played
played
it. They
did
played
play
another.
that.
They played another gig. Remember, there was them and somebody else. I can't remember. I've just been wanting to see them for so long.
Yeah, and I feel
They
like
did
they
like
were
a
in
tour of
Brisbane.
New Zealand,
Yeah, yeah,
Australia.
yeah,
I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
They did a few New Zealand gigs. So,
Killer.
but yeah,
Huge.
that's me for the week, guys.
Bad, bad,
Big
bad,
one.
bad,
Punching
bad,
holes.
bad.
That's huge.
Punching holes, Delta Heavy.
Big times.
Joey T.
Big times, big times.
My song of the week, which has been wanted to be my song of the week for the last few weeks. This electronic album could possibly be, and it's a massive call, but I'm known for massive calls. The best.
Joey's bold predictions.
Joey's big call, but I did pick Saving Up, so
Yeah.
I do feel like this could possibly be technically speaking, like production wise, the best electronic album that's come out in as long as I can remember.
Wow. Big call.
It is what it is.
Let's go.
Who is it? Joey Tuck Shop? What's it? Give us.
Oh yeah,
what is
sorry.
it?
I'm like, give that
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Album's called Get Off the Internet. It's by Eliminate. This song is called Dawn with Lux Pavilion.
Yes.
Okay. That's a big partnership too. Eliminate Plus Pavilion. Everywhere.
Nice beautiful vocals and then some beautiful build up.
Fireworks just stuck.
CO2.
When you win a second.
And then we drop into some speed house, my guy.
Really? Yeah. Oh yeah. Alright. That's full like. It feels like 90s like grand.
It's
Like drum and bass.
more so than not. This album's full of this stuff. They've got a couple of trap bangers, couple of one drum and bass, but this is the album. Go to school. It's great.
Yeah.
I feel majorly inspired.
You sound amazing.
Yeah.
The connection. Yeah. Look like start finishing sick.
Yeah, it's best album that's ever come out electronically as far as.
I don't make big calls. I don't make big calls.
Hey, I said production-wise.
Okay.
Cleanliness. It's perfect production.
Sonic.
Okay.
Perfect production. Sonically, perfect.
Okay.
Billy.
Well, like unlike you guys, I put a bit of thought into my song. And
If he ever comes in a Delta Heavy gig, don't let him the fuck.
Or eliminate.
yeah, put me on the door. So I went with a guy called Zepp. Yeah, good friend of ours who's now living. Thanks, Ted. you good, man? Good friend of ours who's now living in Europe, as far as I know, Turkey. Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
By Joshua, look him up on... Dude. Are you good? By Joshua, he makes a lot of cool shit, but he put me onto this guy called Zepp. And I follow him on Instagram, and he's this German guy, and he's mental, and his live shows look like unlike anything I've ever seen, like electronic music wise. They look
Like
like
the best you've probably
they
ever
look
seen.
like hardcore, like heavy metal mosh pits and fucking stage diving and crazy
Okay.
like live drums and like just off.
Is he playing live instruments?
Yeah, so he's got like a drum kit set up and shit, and he goes around with like a wireless bass in the crowd and like plays like all like just.
Mad.
But he produces electronic music. So this is a song of his called "A Bottle Of," and it's wonky and unreal. Yeah. So you can imagine this.
It's like a steel drum sound. I don't know what it is, but it's like a
Yeah, it's fucking naughty.
That's better.
Yeah. Zap is super different, super funky, like nothing I've ever heard of. A bit like when you look at him, like he looks like the kind of guy that's like you'd never.
You'd never notice him down the street.
Big crazy German with like dreadlocks and hectic shit.
abstract.
It's just-
Very abstract. Yeah, I love that shit. But big.
Yeah.
Most Germans are big crazy Germans.
Yeah.
Do you mean that? No quotes. Leave that. But no quotes.
We're not chucking
qualms.
a sea chef.
Fucking love me Germans.
That
love
is
me Germans.
But yeah,
Hilarious.
That
so
was
I thought
big.
that would be,
That's
you know,
interesting. Yeah.
being the last of the Song of the Weeks as usual, I thought it would be a lovely segue into our topic this week, which is...
Hold for 1 second, I'm just going to be. Then we'll come back to the drum.
We'll come back on the drum roll. We'll just keep
Right
going.
after this ad break.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Yeah,
Be right here.
Get me
Who's our
on too,
sponsor?
Timo. The difference between an artist... I need to be more concise with this, but basically we're talking about the difference between an artist playing a live gig and an artist playing a DJ set and how that should kind of reflect the expectations when you go to
Yeah,
see an artist and they
more
play
like
a DJ set, or you go to see an artist and they play a live set, and how that can kind of
Two
good or bad.
main things, I guess. Yeah, it's the good and bad from the artist perspective, good and bad from the people paying
Experience
money to
perspective.
go and watch it. So the punter, the everyday,
because it is a
punter.
very hot topic in the Northern Rivers.
Big hot topic. Because
It's
if
a bit
you do,
hot topic everywhere.
because if you do not know, if you've been living under a fucking rock,
Fred Fever.
Fred Fever. Australia is
came to
lit
the
up
Northern Rivers.
fucking on fire right now with Fred Fever.
Man, I'm still under his fever.
And it's
You're
been
coming out with the flu, man.
Fuck, man.
It's been a hectic couple of weeks, and we all know that he just rocked up, announced a 6-show arena show, sold it out like that. Had over 1 million people waiting on ticket lines,
Officially 1 million people.
which is fucking ridiculous. I don't know.
bigger than T-Swizzle.
I don't know
Mm.
if there's any other artist who could possibly do that in this day and age.
I don't think so. I've thought about this. I've pondered this when I lay awake at night in my bed, thinking about the ways of the world, touching my special rock.
Touching your phone,
My special rock.
your crystals, Yeah. Charging your crystal.
Fresh off the full moon, all charged up, giving me.
But I don't reckon
higher
there is, man.
frequencies.
I don't reckon there
No.
is. Especially, like, without a doubt, in the electronic scene or the electronic world, I don't reckon, like, as much as I fucking love and respect Skrillex, I don't reckon Skrillex could rock up and do what he did.
There's only one group that comes to mind in the electronic scene that could even double that. That's if it was like a reunion Daft Punk world tour.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
Well, maybe
that-
like a Roofer show.
Yeah,
No,
but I
no,
don't
no,
reckon they
they
could
can
come
do
and they could come and sell the tickets, but I don't reckon they could cause the frenzy that Fred
like have the
caused.
internet.
I guess
to
they're from here
break.
too, so it's hard.
And they couldn't do
Yeah.
it. They couldn't do it in a week either.
Nah.
Nah,
Like
no,
to
nah.
think that
No way.
Yeah.
within like a week of it being announced, he had sold out arena shows plus 26,000 people.
Man,
at the
he
Gold
announced-
Coast.
he announced-
Is that because he did it?
Plus,
Remember?
plus, you know.
Do you think that's because it was what we did talk about this, and it was because it was announced a week just before,
And you had to make your decision right there.
right
if you
there
were
and
going
then
or
it
not. You
wasn't
didn't
that
have months
prolonged.
to choose
Yeah,
your ticket
exactly
price.
right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
organise it. You know what I mean? Like, do you think
I'd
it
be
just?
interested. Sorry to interrupt. I'd be
That's
interested. I feel like we've spoken about you having a little bit of a pop punk.
Yeah.
Did you do the Blink shows?
I did do the Blink shows. I did it
You
with
did?
my shout out Jasmine, who was at the time I think 30 weeks pregnant. Sat down for a whole Blink show.
You definitely didn't
Fucking-
think about that. Eh? You're like,
It was not on our bingo card.
just going,
like, no way.
hammer and tong, not thinking
No,
about
like,
it.
well, I-
Months time. You're like, fuck, we got
I
the Blink
bought the
show.
tickets 2 years ago, and then she's pregnant now. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
And she has been pregnant for 2 years.
No,
so
no, no,
definitely
no,
wasn't-
no,
Yeah.
But it was, fuck, man, it was mental. Like to the T, it was perfect. Like light shows, everything was amazing.
In saying that, they did it. They got here. They didn't get here, but they announced the tour, and that was sold out within that. I remember people bought
Yeah.
tickets. It was end of 2022. Like Kristen bought tickets end of 2022 for February.
Yeah.
And she just assumed it was February 2023.
No.
But she had to wait the whole year and 2-3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess they did it
Yeah,
where they sold it out real quickly because that all sold out like that.
Yeah.
that was
But-
that was
Would they have been able to do it in a week?
I don't know if their production costs could allow them to do that in a week.
yeah, true.
Do you fly here with a whole roadie crew and
Full entourage.
I guess
There'd be
fucking
too
Fred
much
probably did
planning.
it. Yeah.
But do you not think that Fred had this planned like months
He
ahead?
would have had to have had the venues booked, and he even said him like when I saw him, he did a thing on there where he'd been planning this for months.
Yeah.
That popped up at the start of his show. Like
Yeah.
we've been planning this for months. So yes, he'd been planning, but just no one knew, or very little people knew.
Yeah,
Do you think NDAs had to be signed when like booking in with promoters and venues and stuff? Do you reckon?
there would have had to be like an element of it,
Yeah.
depending.
I mean, you look at the lineups at the fucking record stores for their
Before it
run
was even
show.
announced.
Before it had even been announced,
Yeah.
it was, you know, I had friends who had the opportunity to get people there.
Yeah,
And they were there at like 8:30,
and, it was
and
like,
there
still
was
a line.
still people.
Yeah.
There was already people waiting,
Yeah.
and they didn't open the doors till 11. So like,
Yeah.
there is elements of that, but
So I guess
Yeah, I don't know.
the topic we're talking here is he's in the midst of, he did 3 arena shows in Melbourne, which were his live set, him playing keyboards, him with his beat pad, his singing, all of that. He's doing
the
another
stuff he's known for.
the
Let's put
stuff,
it like
the
clearly
stuff you've
that-
Yeah.
seen more of.
yes,
Because I would also say he's known for his pop-ups.
yeah,
Yeah.
Also, so like he announced 6 arena shows, which were his actual him experience, we'll call it, or whatever, his live experience, and then he did pop-ups. And I guess we should have, like, hindsight is easy to say, we should have known a pop-up was going to be a DJ
Yeah.
set, because every
Yeah.
other pop-up he's done all over the world has been a DJ set.
Yeah.
But for the fact that he did a pop-up announced at the same time as the arena shows,
with the ticket price,
with the
the
ticket
same.
price the same,
Yeah.
and that's interesting. I'll say one thing.
go
I
for
did
it.
a bit of research today. The pop-up he did at Gold Coast, 25,000 people,
yeah,
$170 a ticket. It was a back-to-back for, you were there, back-to-back
Yeah.
for 3 hours with
Yeah.
Joy Anonymous, which was a back-to-back-to-back, a 3-way back-to-back,
Yeah.
right? Madison Square Garden show was a 3-way back-to-back, obviously different people, Skrillex and Fortet. Those tickets went for anywhere between $95 and $600 Australian. So I think the difference there is, and that was only 21,000, so he sold more tickets at Gold Coast than he did at Madison Square Garden. I think the difference there was the people that bought tickets to Madison Square Garden knew they were going in to see a 5-hour back-to-back set
Yeah.
of
You're going to play live music with
Skrillex, Fortet,
Yeah.
and Fred all doing the back-to-back. Whereas here, it wasn't really
it was
announced as what it was.
It was strange. As someone who went to the Gold Coast show, who it's kind of hard to say it but not seem salty, but like I'm a huge Fred fan. Like my close friends know, like we're all like everyone, the whole of Australia is a Fred fan.
Yeah.
But like I don't want to sound like the biggest, but like us as a group have been following him for so long. If I could have seen the same DJ set for $10 at Brunswick, and
night
if I was able to get the ticket to that instead of spending the $170 to
Yeah.
go see the same thing, but plus the venue with like 3-hour traffic wait, an hour walk to and from the venue, drinks were like through the roof. Like, I think by the time everyone got there, the reason everyone was so annoyed that it wasn't the live show, because it was still advertised on the arena posters, everyone was so exhausted already.
It was still an opportunity for people in this area to go and see him.
Yes.
So I do feel like he hasn't done anything wrong.
No.
Him or his... I just feel like it was just advertised slightly.
I think the pricing was wrong as well.
Yeah, I don't know, because after looking up people spending $600 to go to Madison Square Garden, I don't know if the pricing was wrong.
But you think about, like, so I always think of a good example for me from the early days for me was Shapeshifter. So Shapeshifter do an incredible live show where they have the full band and they do their full thing, and they'll run a show, like a full show will be, for example, I think the last time I went was like $110 for a full Shapeshifter show.
When was that?
4 years ago, 5 years ago. That's wild. Probably longer. But then you go, but then they'll have a different pricing for when they're doing like PD does his DJ sets.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to go watch him DJ at a club or at a venue for $15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the difference in the experience is there. Like you spend that money and you get the full experience and you get what you came for because you're going to see Shapeshifter with their full band.
Yeah.
But you go and you pay for, you pay the $15. You don't expect to go and see a full band and a full setup and the full experience because you're getting an element of what you paid for and you're paying a portion of the actual cost. You know what I mean? Like,
do you think the costs are almost near the same though? Like you think about having to hire out a park,
well, you think
plus
of the
get
whole
all your
stage,
gear, just get the whole stuff set up, the sound and everything like that. Like, I definitely should have had a look at this, but like surely the cost for that to hire out a venue.
So that's what I did have a little tangent online. Like I'll say it, I was just a bit salty with it all.
No, but that's good, bro. You gotta be open about what you think.
I had to when I was like chill back in the car going home, I was like, yeah, wow, that rig was huge actually. Those speakers were massive, like all those food vendors,
everything,
all the people working. I was like, shit, the money did go to that whole setup. At the end of it when I was thinking about it. But
the money went towards the experience.
Yes.
I spoke to a few guys at the Brunswick pub with nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
They said there was no production. There was no. It was the Bruns pub sound system.
$10.
And the
Worth
Bruns pub
$10.
lights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's probably worth $10.
Yeah, but you still think about it in terms of you still got to bring a whole rig and a whole visual system to do a arena show. Like that's not free either.
And and speaking as someone who went to the Melbourne show, it was like nothing I'd ever been to, and I don't know if I'll ever see something like that again.
Yeah.
The feeling I had, like I've said to you guys, the feeling I had walking to that and going to that was the same feeling I had back in 2012, first time I went and saw Flume, or 2013.
Yeah, wow.
And I said to Timmy last week, I said, I hadn't had that feeling since, but I didn't know I hadn't had that feeling since until I was there. And I went, this is the same fucking excited feeling I got the first couple of times I saw Flume, just based on, I honestly believe that Fred is as, if not more, influential on dance music as Flume was at his time. I feel like Flume came and changed the game, and I feel like Fred came and changed the game, and I don't know if anyone's done it in between. Tell me if I'm wrong there, but that was the feeling I got, and I think the only reason I felt that was because of the set he played and the experience I got.
Yeah.
But you're right. I'm just trying to think what would be different between hiring Rod Laver versus hiring.
The park is you got to hire police as well, so you have to pay the police because they have to do. Plus, you
fencing,
traffic control, and then you have to pay to the local. You have to pay money to the local council to pay for because you're gonna have all roads. There's gonna be certain roads. There'll be all new traffic controls. They change the traffic light.
There is
fucking things as well. I remember they did it with. the timings and stuff and the traffic lights, they rearranged them to like suit.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they changed all that stuff. They did. I remember seeing something for
I think there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more boxes you got to tick.
Yeah, and
when doing that sort of because there's like even just think about the whole to fence off the whole area, to get security over the whole area. I feel like Rod Laver would supply some security.
That'll come in the package with it.
That would come in the package.
You're subcontracting to a company, which is going to be more anyway.
They would set it all up.
Yeah.
They had the official Rod Laver arena workers working at it, whereas they would only have people they hire.
Contractors,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's I think end of the day it could have been avoided just by saying it's going to be a 3-way back to back.
And it's I think as well. There's also people who aren't as enthusiastic musically as you are, right? Who I've heard have been like, it was the best night of my life.
There's a lot of people I've seen that love the Gold Coast. They love Alex Kempich from the Charlotte Kempich. I'm pretty sure he posted saying it was a unbelievable night. So there's people. I guess it's perspective. It's what you go in. It's what you go in expecting to experience. And what you experience.
Could you imagine the other way around though? If there were all those people that did like that were like, you know, I know there's so many people from Lennox that
wanted to have events and like drop caps and just have
exactly. Imagine if
and they got the live keyboard half the night.
They would have been like,
what the fuck is this?
Why is he doing like a cappella shit?
Yeah.
It would have been the
boiler room.
It would have been the complete opposite.
It goes to show you damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of thing. But it's funny as well, like, no dig on anything, but like Fisher's new festival that's coming up with it's just going to be DJ sets all day, and no one has a problem with that.
No.
Buying the ticket, whatever the ticket was, $150, whatever it was, to go to that. But the same money spent to go to a way cooler venue, I don't know. Like, is there? Why can you have a problem with one and not with the other?
Yeah.
It's so like, just to like put the cherry on top. Like, I'm very nitpicky with like. If I go to an event and I think it's going to be something that it's not, I'm ready to experience something like I've always wanted to experience. Yeah. And it wasn't, to the point where it was like, there was no merch at the Gold Coast one. I asked if there was a merch tent, and he goes, there's no merch. I asked security, like, no merch. I was like, okay, cool. I've got this really cool fucking Fred Again wristband. That's one thing. As I was leaving, security, wristbands, bin. I'm like, well,
what? So you can't come back the next night. I'm joking.
So there was no pass out. So if you left the festival, that's it. You will not get it back in.
Pocketed it, bro. Did you get it off?
Dude, there was about a dozen seckies just like surrounding this.
But also,
if
you knew about it walking out, you probably would have done it earlier. But if you got to, you're like, yeah.
But like, I reckon
if they saw you without a wristband, they were like, "How the fuck did you get in?"
You're arrested.
Yeah.
That's so crazy that he didn't do merch for that, because he did.
Fred again.
He did every night, because I got the Melbourne Again show was the first one. Then there was the Melbourne Again, and then there was the. But then he did. Each night had its own special merch. The next night you couldn't buy the Melbourne Again. It was Melbourne Again.
Yeah.
And then the third night was Melbourne Again. And Sydney the same thing. It's Sydney again. And
so that's why I was like, fuck yeah, like cool. I don't really want a shirt that says Again Gold Coast.
Yeah.
But I was like, cool. It's a Fred Again merch. I'll get it anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't there, and I was like, you know what?
Should just DM him, bro. I'm sure he'll somehow get back to you.
It's pretty good with that shit.
I've got one mate that was like, I pocketed mine. I'll send it to you. I was like, thank you. Like, cool, whatever. I've tagged him in so many places. He's probably like this motherfucker.
So they go away after 24 hours.
But and then I got again just a little bit like extra salty when he just did these little snippet of the Sydney merch, and I was like, fuck, dude, like come on, there could have been just something like a bucket hat. Like, fuck, dude. Like, but again,
if you've gone to all the effort of putting on a show like that, like,
in such
it feels like a little bit of an oversight.
25,000 people, you're going to sell merch.
Yeah,
he would have sold out, because the amount of people that were looking for merch,
he was like.
He might have only made merch for his arena
maybe thought
shows.
Maybe had more left over, you know. Maybe. I know someone that did meet him last night and had a conversation with him and said he was a really, really down to earth.
Well, that's all I've heard from everyone.
Hamish, he was in Moonlight last night for dinner in Byron.
Yeah.
So he's a heaps nice guy, super fucking chill.
All I've heard from everyone that's met him is that he's just loves his durries.
And it's just like,
but that's all I've ever heard from everyone is that he's just the most beautiful man,
it
like
comes
the most
through,
nicest
it comes
guy.
through in his music and his art, man.
And his posts, like just everything he does has so much heartfelt meaning.
So humble.
Yeah.
Which it's it's weird. I don't know if this is like this tour before Saturday was shaping up to be like. Maybe just because we're in the scene, but I was honestly thinking this is one of the greatest things that's come to this area, if not Australia on a whole. Like just the buzz it had, the hype it had,
I've never seen so many people shook, stressed, sad, angry,
just
and
emotional,
happy
just emotional,
in 24
bro.
hours. I've never seen a festival do that in my life.
I've never seen
any event.
And it really was.
Is it the
It wasn't a
impulsive
festival
nature
either.
of it?
I think it was the impulsive nature
Yeah.
because
You know what I
I've
mean?
almost maybe just because we've all got it out of our system that it's all been and overdone here, but I've almost sort of forgot that he was playing the Sydney shows this week because it's been 2 weeks since it's been announced.
True.
He's playing Sydney
Yeah.
tonight, tomorrow, and then Thursday. So it's been 2 weeks since it was announced, and that was originally the ticket I wanted to get was tonight.
Well, if I can get a Tixel at a decent price, I will fly to Sydney
No.
just to see the
Actual
show I
show.
thought I was going to see.
Check the website because they are releasing new tickets. Once they do sound check, they realise they can fit more people in.
And how cool, like, is this true that the guys that went to the Brunswick, they obviously got tickets to the Gold Coast, and were they all the
I'll fucking tap you on
were
this
they
now.
all the guys that they got all the VIP and they were standing up behind
Alright.
the stage
Okay.
and got VIP tickets to the bars?
Let me touch on this. I may be wrong, may be right, but so I got pretty close to the point where there was a gate barrier that did like a fork.
Mhm.
There was Seki on one side and Seki on the other, and then
What was
I
this to
know-
get to the back?
this was get to like the
boiler room,
like the stands on the
Yeah,
sides,
yeah,
stand
yeah.
right next to him. And I was noticing all these people going through, like not all of them, but some of them had the black band that was given at runs, and I just had the normal yellow one. I'm like, oh, go? Nah, sorry, can't come back here. I'm like, oh, didn't know there was VIP tickets. I thought it was just one ticket. And then like all these like influencer girls were coming, like, excuse me, and I was like, what is happening right now?
It's because they didn't have jobs, so they could stand outside the record shop.
yeah, we went fucking
We
job.
were all stuck at
And
work
then-
being like, fuck,
I'm with
we
me,
got
but
any
I-
friends
Yeah,
who
and then I-
stand at the record shop
No,
for 3
no
hours.
dissing to any models or whatnot. Like, cool, you're flexing just a really
We hate
fucking cool,
No dissing, but we hate
a
you.
really cool opportunity. Like, fuck, I would have been so ego to be like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go stand next to the man himself.
Yeah.
But they all, the ones that I was seeing go through had black wristbands. The ones that paid the $10 that got into free for the Gold Coast one that I spent 180.
So that was true because I know a few people that did go behind
Yeah.
and had friends that went behind, were allowed to, but then
Yeah.
they couldn't go with them.
Yeah, there was parts where he was pulling some people out of the crowd and getting sekis, but he did that maybe a dozen times, and the rest already had these other coloured wristbands on, which I'm not sure what the go is with that. If it was people that got to the venue really early and they were like, shout out to the people that got here early, you get to get on the back, which that's so fair.
In saying that though, fucking looked cool.
It looked
It looked like there was people
Dude.
filming like at Fred, and
It
then
looked-
just a sea of.
Oh,
I've never
man.
seen a festival. I've never seen a festival with the stage full of cunts.
Yeah.
People.
Like,
Stage full of people, but I've never seen a festival where they do a boiler room sort of setup like that. That's fucking dope. Like,
Yeah. Can we think of anyone? Can we think of anyone else
I can.
who you have either experienced both sides of, or
So, first festival saw Calvin Harris did a live show.
Killer.
It was his
Nice.
band, live band.
Oh,
That was his
wow.
last ever time he did the band. It was 5-piece.
Yep.
Keyboards, organs, guitarists, people playing guitar. He was singing, playing keyboards and shit. Unreal. Now, he'll get booked for massive shows, all DJ sets, and no one really ever complains about that. Another one is Disclosure.
Yeah.
They do mad live shows, just the Guy and Howard in their two little pods, very similar to Fred and Tony in their two little pods, and then they do DJ sets. Another one that comes to mind is San Holo.
Yeah.
Oh.
He has 3 types of sets. I was listening to his podcast the other day. He has 3 types of sets. He has a DJ set, he has a DJ hybrid set, and he has a live set.
Do they price them separately? You would imagine
I,
they would.
I
but-
could I would just imagine they're advertised differently.
Yeah.
So it would be like if he's, because he's European, if he's doing a tour, say, of Australia, I dare say that would be either a DJ or his hybrid set. Hybrid set's just DJing when he plays guitars and sings over top of
That's
it.
sick. That's cool.
So I think it's hard to tour a live
Chasing
show.
Status.
Chasing Status, they do it, yeah. And they just did the
played
comeback tour like DJ set.
Yeah.
Did all the boiler rooms and everything, and then they're just announcing their
Their
tour for the live band.
Yeah.
I was even
Yeah.
gonna
And they
say,
played
like,
live band at the Brits, so.
So,
Yeah, live at the Brits was dope. And did you see? Sorry about that. Did you see they got all the cool people from behind their boiler room set,
And they
gave them free tickets to come on stage. with
And they're the ones that were dancing.
And it was that same dude that sang every word. He's right there, dude.
It's
Yeah.
so good,
He's
eh?
mad. It's so mad.
Sick.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's
Becky Hill
sick.
performed. It
So
was
I think
fucking
Yeah.
a good one as well locally would be like Mood Swing Chevy Bass.
Yeah.
Careful with the mate.
Go on, Ted.
What do you want, Ted?
What do you want, bro?
Brandon's cooking.
Is he? Go out and get some dessert.
Go and stand in the kitchen.
He'll be knocking in
Yeah.
fucking 10 minutes anyway, though.
Yeah, Mood Swing Chevy Bass.
That's a good one, because I remember seeing them at Yacht Club. They had a big thing on Yacht Club, and my partner was like, oh, we have to go see him, they're so sick, because she'd seen him at the Bruns Pub a couple of times, and she was like, they're so sick, I was like, yeah, sick, let's go, like, whatever, it was like pretty expensive tickets, because it's the Yacht Club, but anyway, got on there, and it was like the two dudes, and the guy wasn't even playing sax. He was just faking playing sax.
So it was a
and I was
DJ
like,
set. Do you know what?
It was a DJ set, and it was like the cheesiest like rip-off of themselves. It was so weird because it was like you went to all the trouble of bringing a saxophone and pretending
just
to play it.
Just fucking
but then
go
it's
the
like,
extra
you know,
bit.
you can play it because you do it every other week, and then I was just
I've only seen them twice, and one was at Rabbits, and they did the big. Oh no, three. And one was at Splendor, and one was at the Beachy. So, and all of those were their main big live sets, and they're killer live. So you got stitched up with the DJ set.
And I got stitched up with the DJ set, and I paid full price, and I like was in the middle of it, and as I do when I have a few too many drinks.
You let them know. You let them know. You let them know.
I was like, man, this is bullshit. I was like, these motherfuckers aren't even playing their instruments. And I got so off it.
See, I was sober and I was doing that at first. I was standing up the back.
Don't even have a piano. He just walked straight in and was like, nah.
He's like, where's he fucking beat? Yeah. He's known for this. Where's he doing that? Yeah.
Did he pull it out at all?
Nothing.
Now, I swear I saw a photo of the decks, and there was like a keyboard and that next to it. Did he do any of it?
There was, but with me, I bounced like 9 o'clock because I knew the venue had to shut at 10. I'm like, there is no fucking way I'm getting stuck in this stampede now. So I got out early, got a line bike, rode back to my ride. Also, line bikes. Are they manual or what the fuck? Because I was chuffing my way on this line bike, and I was like.
Nah, you got to. Did you pay for it?
I paid for it. It charged me, had the green light. I'm like, when the fuck does this thing kick in? Because I was sweating like I.
You know what I want to be? They go out of zone. They go out of zones.
Because you had Jazz in the back too, bro. You had Jazz on the back seat.
On the bar.
Well, that's the thing. Jazz didn't come, so I was by myself. I went for the few mates, but they went off and did their thing. But
they went into the back, didn't they?
Fucking probably. I don't know the outcome of their night. Love them. Love you to death, guys. But no, Jazz went off, and then I had to meet her halfway, so I had to fucking ride my ass to SeaWorld. Again, so pissed off with this DJ set in the back of my mind. You motherfucker!
Just added to it, eh?
But anyway, loop back to like DJ and live set. The one people that I like that actively say they're doing a DJ set is Flight Facilities. You see them do a show at the Beachy, and it has just in little brackets DJ set.
Yeah.
And then when they're not playing, it has a DJ set on it at all. And I'm just like, that is one show you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And they are so different as well. Like Flight Facts DJ sets are sick.
They're amazing,
killer, and also their live sets
so different to
dope as well.
Yeah.
Live sets predominantly just their songs playing live. Where DJ set their decade
and when they did their decades,
that was mental.
Yeah,
it's a weird one, isn't it? It's weird because there is so many artists that do. There is so many artists that do live sets versus DJ sets, but yeah, I don't know.
What would you prefer?
Don't talk to me like that. Oh shit! What would I prefer?
Coming out.
What would I prefer, man? I don't know. Like,
it depends on the artist. And
there's some artists that only do DJ sets, and you'll take that. I don't know. It all depends, man. It all depends. I guess it all depends on how it's advertised. But I think one thing we've all learned from this is pop-up show means DJ set. Yeah.
Well, someone made a good point on a post I was reading. It was like, this guy is like, I looked at his thing. He's been DJing for fucking years. He was like in his 50s. So he assumed, with it on the lineup with the arenas, he assumed pop-up in Gold Coast, the venue wasn't secured yet. So because there was no
TBA,
there was no location posted, there was no time, there was nothing. So everyone assumed, shit, nothing's locked in yet. So and then when there was like Doug Jennings Park, something in the back of my mind was like, this dude loves his sound, this is not the best place for sound because it's super windy.
Yeah.
So something in the back of my mind was like, this might be a DJ set, but I was like, nah, it can't be, because like
It's
it
him.
said like DJ
Yeah,
set,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
was just Fred again. It wasn't like Fred again.
And Joy
B2B,
Anonymous.
Joy Anonymous.
But in saying that as well, Joy
Yeah.
Anonymous wasn't announced for any of the shows.
no,
No.
so that's what made
They
me
would just
assume
they
it
would
was
just
like,
support on every
Probably
single
just
one.
ran into. They probably just ran into each
That's
other and
best,
was
mate.
like, "Yo, like,
Do you want to come
wanna
to this?
to make some money?"
No.
someone made a cooked comment when I was walking out of the venue though. It was like, I didn't fucking spend $180 to see Murray from the Wiggles DJ with Fred again. I was like, oh my god, that is such a gnarly call, but fuck.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll go back. I've got ultimate respect for Joy Anonymous. I
No,
reckon they're
yeah.
fucking wicked.
Incredible,
I reckon they're great, yeah.
incredible.
I reckon they're great. And I, honestly, if you could say, if the one show you could go and see was Fred again back to back Joy Anonymous, I would not say no to it.
No,
No.
But
I
I
would.
would say you would.
No.
I would say advertise it just a wee bit better.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like,
You can talk to the Zig-Zag guys next time you come over. We can maybe sort it out a little bit better.
Yeah, we'll
Have
do.
some-
Yeah, you could just
We'll
sit
work it
back
out
there
for
if
you.
you want.
yeah, man. We got aircon.
We
Yeah,
got
yeah.
We got-
there's three fig trees up there. We can sort you out
Yeah.
under. That'll be mad.
That'd be
Tickets will
dino.
be
Yeah,
250
Scotty Mac.
bucks.
Scotty Mac.
Yeah.
Scotty
Scotty Mac, Seki.
Scotty Mac and
Yeah.
Seki,
After
yeah.
party at Shorty's,
Yeah,
little lock-in. Boiler
Yeah,
room
just-
session,
Just do it
Shorty's.
at Shorty's.
Actually, that would be a vibe.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that you've ever like you shared your experience with Mood Swing Chevy Bass? Is there anyone else you bought tickets to before expecting to see one thing, you've seen something else?
Actually, yeah, shit, I've got some Channel Trace.
Channel Trades.
He's a DJ set.
Yeah, but he didn't advertise it as a DJ set. But I wasn't too butthurt because unfortunately I was gifted the ticket, so I wasn't as emotional to the Fred again one.
Yeah.
Is
So I was
he?
like, oh, cool, DJ set.
Is he not? Channel Trades is not. Is he not classified as a DJ?
He's
Producer?
a
producer?
Like he,
He
Like, I know
is,
he
he
does.
is,
Like,
100% he is,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
you know
he
what I
is,
mean? Like,
but I've noticed I've seen some things that like, I think it was like Coachella in the Do Lab or something, and it was like that was my first interaction with him. I'm like,
As
oh,
a
cool.
lot, yeah.
He was like, he was doing shit on the mic, and he was like full getting into it, and I was like, the guy on bass just rocked up. I'm like, this is fucking cool.
yeah.
But yeah, but not. Like, the DJ set was fucking
He would have still
Clean.
rapped though. He was still rapped.
no rapping.
No rapping.
Nothing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
See,
so
I would
that's
still,
interesting,
I would
yeah.
still
Weird.
expect. I would expect if I saw Channel Trez to see
It was-
DJ set with him rapping.
It was
Even
like,
even as just because he is a vocalist, like
Yeah.
it's not that hard to add vocals.
he
to
did
a
like
set
his little like, hey, oh, but he wasn't like.
Doing his verses or anything.
I
I expect the Viking set. I expect the Viking set. That's what I expect. Remember
But
Viking?
good old Viking. Was it Viking N3?
N3.
N3.
Neary.
He up?
Shout out.
Legend.
He just rebranded.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
lost in the algorithm.
Lost in the algorithm.
Yeah.
No, I don't reckon I've ever like
No.
there was back in the day like Future Music used to get like DJ Fresh and those people over and that was all DJ sets. They never did live show. Which I know he had capabilities of doing
Do
a
you
live
think
show.
the tickets were too? Obviously, we talked about this a little bit before, but like just to say, besides all the costs and what the differences would be between a venue and having it a live park,
Yeah.
do you think $180 for even just like is pretty expensive, like for a DJ set
For 3
'Cause I-
hours.
for 3 hours? Because I was
3
It went
hours.
from 4 till 10.
Or doors were.
Doors
were
like,
at
so
4,
they
yeah,
got. Oh, I might be butchering your name. I'm so sorry. But
Sam
it was like
Alfred?
Sam Alfred,
and
yeah,
then,
from Triple J.
Yeah.
And then someone else was playing. I missed those two because I was stuck in fucking traffic. But anyway, let's brush that off.
Well,
But,
I feel like a lot of people's frustrations were also
It was just
externally from
like
something they couldn't control.
buses took 2 hours to get to the venue, so they missed 2 hours of the whole show just from bus lines and the bus getting to the venue.
No way.
And then to the point where police were stopping buses because there was too many buses backed up that they couldn't turn around at Doug Jennings, so people were forced off the bus to then walk an hour to the venue. So people waited an hour for the bus, stopped the bus, and it was like, the fuck, why did I even wait? I couldn't even walk to the venue.
Fuck.
So that, again, is a mixture of
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the things going
But
on.
also as well, isn't this it's not the first time this has happened at this venue,
No.
is it?
No.
So they kind of
I was...
who was a promoter?
Fred. No, I'm kidding.
Like,
I don't know.
He would have hit up someone in the Gold Coast that would know the venue.
I know. A friend was saying that Lost Motels forwarded a lot of their events. So they had input into the logistics of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that had anything to do with it, whether it was their recommendation because it was the only capacity venue that was available at that stage.
True.
I reckon,
it could be. It's a pretty hard fucking.
Man, I reckon
it's a pretty hard thing to pull a 26,000, 28,000, 30,000 capacity.
Yeah, that's
venue
bigger than
out
most.
of
It's
your
bigger than
ass,
most
like,
festivals, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of people. That's like what Splendor used to be before it had the upgrade.
Yeah. So
That's a lot of cunts, man.
to just be able to pull that from somewhere and logistically organise it within a matter of a couple of months. Like, everyone knows that a big festival like Splendor is planning the day after.
Yeah. Year before.
The year. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like to pull that off in a few months is no small feat. So
I can't find much info, but like all I can see from past events that have been there, the only thing that is stapled on there is Gold Coast Council.
Yeah, right.
That's
$3.5 million just off ticket sales.
Like, we worked this out the other day.
That's
21 million from the 3 Sydney shows, the 3 Melbourne shows, and the Gold Coast show.
Wow.
Oh,
That's not even talking about.
So it'd be a
that's not even talking about
multi-millionaire.
pop-up. That's not even talking about the other pop-ups he's did.
yeah.
Yeah, true. Revolver and shit.
That's just that's like another little thing I'd like to touch on as well. Like, this is no shade on any event organisers or festival organisers or anything. But look what Fred did in a week. Sold shit out, broke the internet, everything. And all these Aussie festivals are blaming cost of living.
Yeah.
But it's...
He's like, look at Groove Moo.
Yeah, true. That's so
Yeah,
fucking... That's really true, isn't it?
Is
Wow.
it?
I didn't think about that.
Is it the fact that lineups just aren't cutting it?
It's
like...
It's cost of living,
Yeah.
but there's certain things that come around that you're willing to live the cost of.
Alright, I like
it's the I put it back to the impulsive nature of the purchase.
Yeah.
You bought your
100%,
tickets off impulse. You probably bought your tickets off impulse.
Well, you had
just
less than 12 hours to work out if you were going or not.
Yeah.
It was
That's
announced on Wednesday,
That's it.
and it was on sale Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Because
You couldn't even think about if you could afford it or not. You thought, if I need to
because-
see this guy, I need to buy it tomorrow.
I did see Triple J actually posted a decent write-up about it. I don't really read them, but it was like 45% of young Australians buy their festival tickets on the day of the event
Yeah.
or the day prior.
Yeah,
but
right.
by the time the festival gets to that date, they've cancelled.
Yeah.
it's like-
That's because of the uncertainty that sort of COVID did to us.
Yeah,
where
they can't live... Yeah.
it's not going to happen now. Well, it might not happen now, but things get cancelled, man. Like, Pitch just got cancelled second day
That's
off
rough.
because of bushfires.
What did?
This just happened.
Yeah.
What did?
Pitch Festival.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
true.
a 4-dayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started. It
Yeah.
started. They were
Yeah.
there the first day.
Yeah.
And then it got cancelled on the second
Bush-
day or something like that.
bushfire
There
which
was
is
a-
completely different reason to cancel it, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it was
still happens, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a warning, and then everyone was like, "Do we even continue driving?" And then by the time people got to the venue, they were like, "We're really sorry, it's cancelled."
Yeah.
So it was like turning everyone around.
Yeah.
And there's people in it. There's people already in
There's
it.
people in there.
In the fire.
No, on the dance floor fire.
Burning up, bro. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know, like, we can't really, I guess we can't really draw a conclusion from this,
No.
but
I think it comes down to advertising and perspective.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it's advertised right and you go to the festival knowing what you're going to, then there's no people left unhappy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you aren't 100% concerned about what you're going to, then you're going to have a good time no matter what. You just get to see the artist you bought a ticket for.
Yep.
And then the bad thing is if you bought a ticket to see someone
Expect to see
do
what
something
you saw.
that you didn't get to see, then that's where you get unhappy.
And what you thought you were paying to
the
see.
dollar.
Yeah.
Just the dollar. Yeah. Just
So next time round, get your fucking shit sorted, because otherwise we'll be talking about it again.
Talk about it, yeah. It's a warning to all you guys coming out here touring as artists.
Daddy Lowe's gonna get on his story and have a spin again.
Your name will be Mutt.
Are we maybe going to be having a little peek at something?
Yes, we are going to have a little peek at something. Jamie, please tell us about. We have a little sneak preview for our
Alrighty.
Zig-Zag listeners.
Alrighty.
Our special guest
Actually,
Jamie has a new song in the pipeline.
Yep.
And we would like to give you guys the opportunity to hear it here first in its raw form, unfinished, unmixed, unmastered.
Ready. Unthought of, unplanned. Don't know where it's going.
Tell us a bit about this one.
Backstory. So
Not Sunsets this time.
it's not Sunsets this time. So backstory. This was meant to be an EP, and it was meant to be like sunset all the way through the day, so you can listen to the EP through the whole day. But I thought, nah, let's just do some singles. And I wanted to spice it up a bit because every EP or every single deserves like a bit of happy groovy
Life
time.
needs a bit of spice, man.
Bit of spice, you know.
Yeah.
I
like that.
Bit of jalapenos. Bit of a little on the top.
This
Shout out Timmy, the
Chili
chef.
Chris.
Best chef in Far North Coast.
Little chili kit.
But yeah, this one is like, so the start of it pretty much piggybacks off the last one that we just listened to, so it was meant to blend in. But this is like a full, just like dark, super just groovy dance time, like good time. Alright, here we go.
It's called Track 2, question mark, question mark, question mark. Question mark.
Eyes out for it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm taking a big pivot.
Yeah.
I like it. Love it.
Thank you to our first guest.
Yeah,
Jamie Lowe.
Thanks
I'm
for stopping
so
by,
honoured to
man.
be
Love
here.
it.
Thank you very much.
Like, I know I'm around mates, but you do feel like it's a little bit famous to me. I don't know what it is. It's like, because I watch the YouTube and I'm like eating my tucker and I'm just like, oh, there's a boy! And now I'm here and now I'm here and there's you.
Man.
You
And you're you.
And that's me.
You're you.
Hello.
Next time you eat your brekkie and watch this, you can look at yourself go, hello.
Mate, you could have done 2 more wheat bix, alright?
Thank you, brother.
That's alright.
It's been awesome.
Alright.
It's been great.
It's been a pleasure. Thank
been
you
a
so much
pleasure,
for having
Thank
me.
you, mate. Thank you for coming in.
Keep doing what you're doing. This is really fucking cool. Like I listen to your podcast literally driving to work. I don't know what the feeling is, but it's like I'm with mates. I'm just having a good old chuff. The best way I could describe it was sitting around the infamous glass table at kick-ons.
I use that. I remember when you said it. I
That
used
is
it.
like, that is the best way I can describe this podcast, and you fucking nailed it. You
Cheers,
nailed
bro.
it. boys.
Thank you, brother.
So
We love it.
Congrats.
We have fun.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Up the Zig-Zag.
We out, motherfuckers!
It's been a beautiful day in the music world. Thanks for listening to Zig-Zag Chin-Wag with your boys Bad Boy Bill, Joey Tuckshop and Fob T. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Zig-Zag Chin-Wag. Fuck on, brother, fuck on!
Oh, brother.